Hi everyone, I'm Pauline Hatch and tonight we're going green. I wore my green shirt just for this occasion, my 90s shirt, some people call it. So yeah, tonight we're going to be talking all things green smoothies and I'm going to be showing you just quickly how to make one, like the basics of making one. I'm not going to demonstrate it for you, but I am going to go through how to make one, just the basics, the 4 or 5 essential things that you can put in. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of an overview tonight, and then I'll do some demonstrations and break it down a little bit more another time. If you jump on, say hi Donna. Yeah, you can just jump on and have a chat in the comments there as well. So our green smoothies are something that we've been having, oh gosh, I don't even know, 8 or so years now. We've been having green smoothies almost every morning for our family. For 2 of my kids, we had green smoothies. Green smoothies were their very first food. Literally the first thing they had was a green smoothie. We started having them because my oldest was struggling to eat food. So when he was about 2, I discovered green smoothies and we started making them in the morning because it was the only way we could get vegetables into him. And it became something that just became a staple part of our family, and our whole family has one almost every single morning. So yeah, they're pretty much, the lifeblood of our morning. And I even make them if we're having a rush dinner with not too much good stuff on the plate, then sometimes I make one at night too, and the kids will have it with their dinner. And it's just such a simple, really super easy way of getting more fruit and veg into your diet every day that doesn't require all the time that it takes to make a salad or cook up some veggies or anything like that. Just chuck it all in the blender. So what I'm going to go through is just an overview of the types of things you can put in there. And, the thing I hear from people is that they don't want to have green smoothies because they're disgusting because they've got green stuff in them. But that's the idea of a green smoothie. It's so that you can have the stuff that you struggle to eat and you can blend it all up and it tastes like something you would get from Boost juice, except it doesn't have a lot of the heaps and heaps and heaps of fruit. So when you buy something from Boost juice, it's kind of got a lot of the sugary stuff and not as much of the good stuff. Make your own, it's much cheaper, and you can control what goes in it too. So, okay, so why are green smoothies for suckers? They're for suckers who love more energy and who love great skin and who love to feel good when they have their breakfast. So if you want to be a sucker too, then start sucking on a green smoothie. How's that for a slogan? That's terrible. All right, I've put together an ebook of my favorite 3 smoothies. They are really interesting recipes and I'm happy to just share that. So if you would like that, just pop it in the comments or you can message me later and I will send that to you through Messenger or whatever. So yeah, I've put those together because they're very interesting ones, but they cover everything, the greens and the good fats and everything in one smoothie. My kids love these ones. They're very good for people who struggle with textures and things like that. They're not bitty kind of ones. So they're awesome ones to start with as well. I will go through green smoothies for beginners, and I am going to go through green smoothies for fussy eaters another time because I really want to go through those in a lot of detail because there is a bit of an art to getting green smoothies into fussy eaters, but once it clicks, you'll find that a lot of the burden comes off you from having to think about, oh my gosh, my kid hasn't eaten a green leafy vegetable for like a year. Well, this is a way that you can do it and they will actually drink it, and there's little tips and tricks you can use there to make sure that they actually do drink them. So yeah, I will go through that another time. I don't want to do that tonight because it's too much. So why green smoothies? Okay. So first of all, they don't taste gross because there are ways you can make them that they don't taste gross. They're really, really nice. And actually, once you start getting into the groove of having them, you'll find that your body starts to crave it. I went away, we've been having them for years, but I remember so vividly at Christmas last year, we went away for a few days. We were staying with some family and green smoothies weren't an option. Like there was no blender, there was no way of doing it. And we didn't want to take everything up with us. And I think by about day 3 or 4, I said to my husband, I am craving a green smoothie. I need this to go into my body. Like I could feel the deprivation of that goodness going in every day. I could just, I could feel it in my body. I needed it. So that's what happens when you start to eat better, your body craves it. So, we drink ones that now are like, some of them are really If you were new to them, you would go, oh my gosh, that's terrible, because like grapefruit and stuff like that. But we drink it and go, oh, that is so refreshing. Like we just love it. So yeah, I really encourage people to give green smoothies a go, because once you get the hang of it, you'll find it really is one of the easiest way to get a really huge variety of fruits and veg in every day, especially for your kids. Like I said, we start every morning with a green smoothie. So my kids go off to school with green smoothies in their belly every day. They've had literally kale for breakfast. So, and it's so easy to make. Everything in a blender. I mean, couldn't get much easier than that. All right. So yeah, great way to get more veg into your kids. I'm particularly passionate about getting more fruits and vegetables into our kids, because our children, like our generation of kids, have a bit of a prophecy over them that they are going to be the first generation who is not going to live as long as any generation before them. They're expected to be sicker and they're expected to die younger because of the way that they are eating. And that scares me so much. So if there are ways that you can get more fruit and veg into your kids every day, then you are taking them out of that percentage of people who are going to be having a shorter lifespan. You know, you're taking them out of that and setting them up for having a much healthier future. So that's why I particularly love them for kids, especially for fussy eaters who are struggling to get vegetables in. It's such a great way to do it. Hi, everybody who's just jumped on. Kerry, Elisa, Cardina, Di, Larissa, everyone who's jumped on that I've missed. So what next? Okay, so they're awesome for being an on-the-go snack. I make them in the morning, put them in my thermos, take it with me, like one of those thermos bottles. They're awesome for that. You can eat veg that you don't really like to eat. Like I don't actually like kale. I don't like it in my salads. It's got like a rubbery texture. But we have it almost every day. We have it growing in our backyard, and we just go out and we snip off a whole bunch of greens, chuck them in. Hi, Kerry. And we blend them up and have them like that, and everyone in our family has them. So a great way to get in foods that you don't actually like to eat, but you know that you should be eating. Okay, and the other thing is that it's a really great way to add in a whole bunch of other extra superfood kind of stuff that is hard to sit there and eat, that really helps to ramp up our nutrition level as well. So it's really kind of like a container for chucking in all this other stuff that you can then eat palatably, and for your kids as well. And also when you start eating better like that, it does change your palate as well. So you'll find yourself, like I said before, craving them if you miss out on a few days, because when we eat more fruits and vegetables, our body craves more fruit and vegetables. If you eat more sugary stuff, your body will crave more sugary stuff. So you have the power to change what your body craves, and green smoothies are such an easy way to start changing that craving center of your body to craving something that will actually help your body to be healthier, not suppress it. Okay, so how to build a green smoothie. Let's get into it. Hi, Frankie. Yes, it's so easy to grow. I only have a little veggie garden in the back, but it's all greens. And then I've got a couple of cherry tomato plants, passion fruit and mango, but it's all greens because that's what we use every single day. So we have silver beet, kale, spinach, some English something other one. I don't even know what the other one is. It's all green. It's all green. And we just go out there and get a whole collection of them every day. Absolutely love it. It fills my heart with joy to be out there in my little green garden. All right, so the first thing that you start with when you're building a green smoothie is your base. So what is your liquid component of it going to be? Your liquid component depends on what you're going to put in it. So you can do something like, hi, Lisa. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Frankie. I always said hi, Frankie. Hi, Esther. So yeah, what you put in will depend on what fruits you're going to put in. So you can have a base that's made up of just water. You can have a non-dairy milk like almond or coconut milk or macadamia milk, anything like that. Soy milk is fine too, as long as it's organic and non-GMO. That's fine as well. So, you know, if you were making one like pear and ginger, you probably wouldn't do a milky pear and ginger one. So you might use water for that. So the base that you use will depend on what fruit you're going to use. I mean, you can just figure that one out, and you can experiment as well. If you're making one that's got a chocolate, like a cacao base, then you would probably use a dairy or non-dairy alternative kind of one, because it'll make it thicker, it'll make it taste a bit more like a milkshake. So yeah, you can figure that out, but yeah, that's some of your options there. Okay, next step is to choose your fruit. So you might, if you had say 2 cups of liquid, you'd probably be looking at making enough smoothies for 2 adults or 2 smaller adult ones and a couple of kids ones. Oh, and coconut water. Yes, I think I did have coconut water. Thanks, Lisa. I missed that one. Coconut water is awesome too. Sometimes we do half and half water and coconut water. Again, depending on what you're making it with, coconut water can be a little stronger in terms of taste. So yes, that is a great suggestion. Thanks, Lisa, for jumping in there and filling in my gap. Yeah, so if you have 2 cups of liquid, you would go for maybe a cup of fruit. So Bananas are always an awesome base because they just round everything out. They add a bit of the sweetness. They make the texture really nice as well. So banana's always great. You can do any kind of berries. Frozen berries are awesome. Acai berries that you can buy in just Woolies. You can buy frozen, like square packs of them. They're great. Any kind of citrus, orange. We make ones with orange and lemon, which kind of ends up tasting a bit like orange juice. But when was the last time your kids ate lemon? Like, lemon is so good for you, so good for cleansing out your body, but our kids don't eat them. I don't sit there sucking on lemons, but you can chuck one in a green smoothie and it tastes awesome. So pineapple is another great one, mango, pear, kiwi, grapefruit. And side note on kiwi, Lisa, you might have an opinion on this. You don't have to take the skin off a kiwi fruit. So I know it's unpleasant to eat something hairy, but it's actually really, all of the nutrition, like most things, is in the skin. So most of the vitamin C is in the skin and the fiber. So you just chop the little knobbly end bits off, chuck the whole thing in. And when you blend it up, you can't actually taste the little fibrous-y hairs. So a little bit of a tip for you on kiwi fruit. You should just try biting into one day. It's a bit of a textural sensation to eat something hairy. Anyway, grapefruit is another one. If you round that out with some banana, you start to really love the taste of grapefruit. It's very, very refreshing. So another one I would encourage you to try. So yeah, any fruit, honestly, goes. You can make it out of anything. You can make them out of cherries, and yeah, anything that you see out there, you can make. And you can do combinations as well. Obviously, different combinations go together really well. And you can kind of use your common sense with them too. I'm sure you can figure it out. I'm not going to sit here listing all of the combinations. But yeah, you can figure that one out. So the greens, okay, so if you're putting in a cup or 1 to 2 cups of veggies, you put in 1/2 to 1 cup of greens. So you do want to kind of have a little bit more of the fruit than the greens, but not so much more that you're just having a fructose shake, because that's not going to really help you. So greens, you can do kale, spinach, baby spinach. Hi Erin, hi Narelle, hi Shelley, all these people jumping on. Yeah, so you can do kale, spinach, you can do regular English spinach or baby spinach. Collard greens, dandelion greens. You can do herbs like parsley. Very strong tasting though. What else? Oh, silver beet is great as well. Really super deep green. Those really deep green leaves. Oh, they make me happy. Sprouts you can do as well. Sprouts are amazing. We don't eat enough sprouts. We need to eat more sprouted foods. So yeah, put them in. A lot of them don't actually have much of a flavour, so they're really great to add into smoothies. Some of them do have a strong flavour, but a lot of them are reasonably tasteless, so you can put them in and get some good sprouted goodness into you and your family. You can also put in veggies like cucumber is great. It doesn't have that much of a flavour, but it's very nutritious, so you could chuck in 1/2 a cucumber. Zucchini is another one. It does have a little bit of a strong flavour, so just check how you go with that. Celery also has a strong flavour, so you've got to go sparingly. I usually combine, we grow celery out the back as well, actually. That's one of our greens, but I only ever put in like 1 stalk of celery and then a few other things, and even then you can kind of taste it. So you just got to experiment a little bit with what you and your family can do. Beetroot is another one. I personally don't really like beetroot that much, but I can just buy some, like one of the real little ones. I'm holding it close to the camera, it looks huge. And one little one of those is great. Just be warned, it does stain. So if you're giving it to your kids, yeah, just have them be nude when they're drinking it, because otherwise it's like, don't let them wear their school uniform when they're drinking a beetroot smoothie. Okay, so Kate said, hi Kate, my 5-year-old likes to eat kiwi skin and all. There you go, that's awesome. That means he or she is getting maximum nutrition. Well done. I didn't even know that you could eat the skin of a kiwi fruit. I had no idea until maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. And I saw, when I was looking up green smoothie recipes, and I saw just chuck the whole thing in, and I started doing it. Revolutionized my entire world. So that's a few ideas there. That's probably the staple ones that we use. And then you can add in some boosters. So these are all the extras. You can chuck in quite a few of these. Hi, Anita. Moringa. Oh, Frankie, you'll have to explain that to me. I don't know what that is. Pop in the comments what that is. I've never heard of moringa before. Is that a fruit? Oh, you've blown my mind. Tell me what that is. So yeah, boosters, ginger. I use ginger all the time. Pear and ginger is amazing. Banana and ginger is amazing. There's so many great combinations with ginger, and ginger is really one of the best anti-inflammatories. Ginger and turmeric, great anti-inflammatory. So, and it doesn't, I mean, it adds a little bit of a kick, but honestly, our kids don't even notice it. So unless you've got a child who's super sensitive to even the tiniest bit of spice, that you can get away with putting ginger in there. It's really refreshing, awesome to get into your kids any way that you can. So we add ginger almost every single day. We add in ginger. I even put it in our chocolate smoothies. It's really nice. Ginger and chocolate goes amazingly together, right? They make it in a chocolate block, I'm pretty sure. Well, if they don't, they should. Turmeric is another great one. You can put in powdered turmeric, but you can buy turmeric. It's a little harder to find. I've never seen it in Woolies or anything like that, but you can get it from health food stores. It's usually in a tray with plastic, or you can get it from farmers markets. It looks like ginger, but it's smaller and more orange. Or you can put in the powdered kind as well, like the shaker kind of turmeric. Avocado is excellent. So whenever I can, I try to put in half to one avocado, or half, either half of a whole half of an avocado. It makes the smoothie a bit thicker and creamier, but it's also such a great way to get in good fats, and we definitely need more good fats going into us, especially women, and especially for our kids as well, because it's brain food. Like, we need to feed our brains. We're not getting enough of that through the foods we eat, so getting in an avocado is awesome. One of my kids won't touch avocado, so this is a great way for me to get it into him every single day. My others will have it on, toast or whatever, but yeah, the others won't. So we do that almost every single day. Chia seeds are awesome. Coconut oil, MCT oil is great too. I use blackstrap molasses in anything with cacao in it, because for some reason, maybe it's just me, but the combination of that chocolate cacao taste and blackstrap molasses is like amazing. I love it. Blackstrap molasses is very strong. I usually use less than a teaspoon in a whole blender full, but it's great. It's one of the best sources of iron that you can get. It's an amazing source of magnesium, I think it is. Maybe I've got that wrong. But yeah, it's amazing. So my dad told me that when he was younger, he used to be given a tablespoon of blackstrap molasses to have in the morning, almost like a multivitamin. That's what they used back when my dad was younger. So that's how amazing it is. Hi, Sky. Hi, Simone. Frankie said, Google it. Easy to grow. Answer to nutrition in poor countries. Oh, I will look at that. I need to replace some of my greens. They've gone a bit done after all that rain. So I might have a look at that. Thanks, Frankie. I know your name's Fran. It's Fran, isn't it? Okay, so what else? Aloe vera gel is another one. Cinnamon is awesome to add in, especially if you're doing one that's got like banana and honey, like you're making a banana one. Cinnamon is great. Cinnamon is really great for squashing cravings too. So if you're having an afternoon slump, chuck in a whole bunch of cinnamon. You can be really generous with it, and it is awesome to add in there. It helps your body to get over that sugar craving. And aloe vera gel. I have a whole list of superfood powders, different things that we use, maca powder and stuff like that. And some of the other ones, I've forgotten them now. But anyway, a whole bunch of great different powders, protein powders, all safe for kids, things like that. So I've actually got a list of them. So I'm happy to just send that list out to anyone who wants it. Just let me know, comments or PM me, and I'm happy to send that out. I do also have my little ebook of smoothies for the people who've just jumped on and didn't hear me before. I've got my 3 favorite smoothies that I've put in a PDF that I'm happy to send out. Just let me know if you want it. They are awesome. You won't believe the combinations that I've made there, and they are really, really yummy. Okay, so just some quick tips before I go. Don't go crazy adding stuff in. So, if you're doing fruits, just choose 2, maybe 3. Don't add in 5. It will end up being a brown, disgusting mess. And with greens, you can add in, we usually try to put in at least 2 different ones. Like I said, don't put in all celery because it will taste gross. So put in 1 bit of celery and then some spinach. Baby spinach is the best one for if you're new. It's almost flavorless. Like, it'll tinge things green, but you can, of course, sort of get away with not tasting it as much. So it's a good one to start with. Yeah, so try to put in 2 to 3 probably of the greens. And I don't do like a whole cucumber. I'll do half a cucumber and some kale or something like that, just to sort of not overwhelm it with too much of that greeny kind of flavour. Anita said, what brand of blackstrap molasses do you use? India has low iron and I'm searching for extra. So you can get, there is one at Coles and Woolies have one. I don't think this is it. I'm pretty sure it's called Blue Label. This one I bought online off Unique Health Products. So if you're signed up with them, Anita, I can't remember. I can get it for you. But yeah, it costs about $4.50, maybe $5, and it'll last you forever because you'll use less than a teaspoon. And then she'll probably want to lick the spoon so you get more in, but it's very, very strong. But yeah, this is an awesome way to get more iron in. I have 2 brands, actually. Oh, no, I didn't get the other one out. Yeah, but Coles and Woolies do have a good one. You've just got to find one that is blackstrap molasses, and that it's unsulfured is the other thing that you want as well. You can get different grades of molasses. Blackstrap is the most unrefined, so it's got the most nutritional value in it. So that's the one I'd go for. Yeah, definitely ways to get more iron into our kids is important. So yeah, we have blackstrap molasses all the time. My kids love to just lick it off a spoon. It tastes a little bit like licorice. I love it. Sam does not like it. He doesn't like that aniseed kind of flavour. Okay, what else? What was I up to? Oh, and then the boosters, you can honestly put in as much as you want. Like, yeah, I sometimes put in 4 or 5 different things. A bit of coconut oil, a bit of blackstrap molasses, some ginger, a bit of turmeric, a bit of cinnamon. Like, you can go a little bit crazy with your extras as long as it doesn't change the texture of it too much or the flavour. Okay, so a smoother smoothie, if you have texturally challenged people or you yourself are texturally challenged, then you can make your smoothies, because there are fibrous, obviously more fibrous fruits and vegetables than others. So things like oranges and lemons, those citrus, pineapple, they're really fibrous-y, and they can be a bit like a really thick, you know, when you buy orange juice and it's got all the pulp in it, it can be a bit like having one that's just all pulp. So if you struggle with that texture, you can use frozen bananas, a really great way of rounding out the texture a little bit, avocado as well, frozen berries. But you might find that it's better to just not have, like when my son, we were first starting to make green smoothies for him, I just avoided those kind of things in the beginning. Pears was another one, actually. Pears have a bit of a gritty texture sometimes. It depends on the pears, depends on the season, and depends on your blender, how well your blender can blend it up. But pears were another one that I had to be a little bit careful with, because sometimes the texture was a bit on your mouth, you know, that gritty, sandy kind of texture that pears can have. But the combination of pears and other fruits is awesome. So it's really great if you can eventually get to eating pears. But yeah, sometimes it's better to just avoid them a little bit until you either upgrade your blender or you get used to the texture of green smoothies, and then you can start introducing the ones that are a little bit more fibery, because they are really, like, we find them really refreshing now, and we make ones that are so texturally terrible that we all sit there going, ugh, but everyone drinks them. Like, we're so used to having them now that everyone will still drink them. So it is possible when you push through. And yeah, the blender that you use does matter. I used a Magic Bullet Type 1 for years before I got my high-speed blender. The difference between a Magic Bullet Type 1 and a high-speed blender is pretty crazy, but if you're just starting, don't go out and spend a few $100s, just to start with what you've got, and you'll work out very quickly what it's capable of. This one is amazing because I can chuck in stuff like dates and it just goes zoop, and they're smooth as. So yeah, that was one of the best investments I made. We use that multiple times a day for all sorts of different stuff. But yeah, don't go out and do that. Just use what you've got and you'll figure it out pretty quickly what it's capable of doing. Yeah, and just, you know, start on easy greens like baby spinach, like I said. Some of the greens like dandelion greens, super bitter. You'll know very quickly if you're using a green. That's very strong because it will taste green. So yeah, baby spinach, anything sort of in that spinach category is a pretty good one to start with. And if, you know what, if you make a dud one, and we still make dud ones, we've been making them for 8 years and we still make a dud green smoothie every now and then. Oh, sorry, a whole bunch of people have jumped on and I've completely missed them. Hi, Katie. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Luke. Hi, Justin. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Liz. Sam says we use the Omni Blend, which is basically a Vitamix, but way better value. Yeah, so when we bought the Omni Blend, which was about 4 years ago, it was basically, I think the difference was that the Vitamix did like 42,000 RPM and this one did 38,000 RPM. But the difference in price was about $600 or $700. So that was about $350 back then. And a Vitamix was $1,000. But it does basically the same job. Blend it for a few more seconds, it does the same job pretty much. I'm sure Vitamix is better, but this, for the value, has been amazing and it's run like clockwork day in, day out. So yeah, very, very good investment. Best investment in our kitchen. Besides our fridge, which has been going for 15 years now and has never been turned off even for 1 minute. Okay, so what else can I tell you? Probably the last tip would be go for variety. If you are making green smoothies every day, just experiment, you know, and use different greens as well, mix it up, because our body loves the rainbow. So our body loves to have all different colors and varieties. So yeah, I mean, it's fine if you buy kale, then use it up, that's fine. But, you know, it's great to mix and match and try different things. And yeah, and you don't want to get into a rut of, hi Jen, you're laughing at me. Yeah, so it's best to not get into a rut. Like anything, if you had eggs for dinner every night for 6 weeks, you go, oh, I'm so sick of eggs. But yeah, I mean, there are limitless combinations of green smoothies that you can make. So yeah, just go nuts. I'm seeing what Sam said here. One time I accidentally blended a whole bunch of caterpillars on the leaves. No, I knew that he had blended up the caterpillars. I could see them in the blender and I was going, what are you doing? And then he fed it to the kids and I was like, oh, I couldn't drink it. Yeah, it was extra protein. I'm sure we've eaten a lot of stuff from our garden that's gone into our green smoothies. Oh well, it's natural, it's organic. Jen said, not laughing at you, Sam, and his grubs. Yeah, yes, he does not wash them as well as I do. All right, so yeah, go for variety. Oh, add some chili. There's so much you can do. I have sometimes added in, when there's no one else drinking it, because I'm the crazy person who loves chili, I've just added in like half of a red chili with my chocolate smoothie or something. Oh my goodness, amazing. It's so yum, just gives it a bit of a kick. You can add lemon and lime to stuff. Like lime and kiwi fruit is a really amazing combination. Lime, kiwi and ginger would be awesome. I'm literally salivating right now. I think I'm gonna make one after I finish this. Yeah, and just try not to make your smoothies like 99% fruit. It's okay to start like that, but yeah, try to get to kind of more like a 60-40, 60% fruit, 40% greens and extras, just so that you're not just having all fructose, because the fruit is still good for you, but what you want to do is focus on getting as much of the greens and the vegetables in as possible. So yeah, but you can just work your way up to that as you need to do it. And water instead of milk. What? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So when we make our fruit based, like if we make an orange and lemon one or something, or pineapple and ginger, we just use water as a base. So we only really use the milk ones, and we don't, I would say don't have it with dairy, because dairy, like modern dairy, the way that it's made, the way that the cows are fed and not cared for, the way that they do stuff to the dairy, by the time it gets to you in your home, the proteins are broken down and deformed so much that your body can't actually recognize it anymore, it can't process it. And what your body then has to do is take minerals and nutrients from your tissues and your bones to be able to fix the issue that's going on as a result of the dairy. So we actually know that it leaches calcium. So we're taught that milk is great for calcium, and maybe it is in its raw form, but in its modern form, it's not doing your body any favors. So if you have a green smoothie with milk, then you're basically canceling out your greens, because your body is going to have to try to fix that inflammation that's come from the dairy, and it's not going to be able to absorb the nutrients. It actually inhibits our body absorbing nutrients. So don't have it with real dairy. Use a dairy alternative like soy and stuff like that. We mostly just use the soy and almond milk when we're making like a banana smoothie, you know, with cinnamon and stuff, or a chocolate one or something like that, just to make it taste a bit more like a milkshake. But we still put greens in them. Kids take them to school. Yeah, it's awesome. So if you would like my ebook, my little mini ebook of my 3 favorite recipes for green smoothies, I'm happy to send it to you. Just comment or PM me and I can message it back to you. Or if you would like my list of the extra, like the superfoods and stuff, there's so many, I didn't really go through them all, but I'm happy to send that out as well. So just let me know. And if you've got any questions, just, yeah, let me know. If you want some free caterpillars, we've got heaps, probably a few crickets and ants in there as well. Yep, so kefir, yes, absolutely. I used to make them with kefir all the time. There's some really great products you can just buy now. Saves you a lot of time for making your own. But yeah, I did used to put kefir in mine as well. I've stopped making it just for time reasons, but yes, excellent idea. Lots of other probiotic things you can put into. There are actually a few of those are on my list as well. So thanks everybody. Yeah, just touch base if you want that stuff sent to you. I'm happy to do that. And hit me up if you've got questions or you want to know some of my other favorite recipes, whatever. Happy to just share. But they definitely have been a game changer for us and our family. And yeah, in terms of just getting more into our kids every day, brilliant. Is there a PH website? No, I am a walking, talking website. Message me, I will talk until the cows come home about whatever you want to know. But no, I don't have a website. That's too time consuming. Thanks, Nathan. Okay, I'm off. I'm going to go make a green smoothie for dinner. Thanks, everybody. Bye.